Yes, President of the National Teachers Union, Thompson, has died. Thompson was elected president of NATU in 2018 after serving as the union's deputy president. Thompson was known for fighting for teachers' rights and was most prominent for taking on the Department of Basic Education in June last year for failing to deliver personal protective gear and sanitizers amid the ongoing COVID-19 battle. To pay tribute to Thompson is the IFP President Velenkosini Hlabisa, who is also the leader of the official opposition in the KZN legislature. But Hlabisa, thank you so much for your time tonight. Certainly sad news. I mean, a lot of those that have worked with, Thompson have really been just talking about his contribution to the education sector and just what a devastating loss this is. I mean, when you look at a loss like this, what does it mean for the education sector?
Good evening, as well as the viewers. At this time, the death of Mr. Thompson was a great loss in our country. Mr. Thompson was a young and bright activist in the field of education. He was forthright and practical in terms of interventions, not speaking theories. And he was a champion of quality education for our children, as well as the working environment for our teachers in our country. Such a great loss of a younger person, very energetic and very bright when it comes to the issues around education, is a great loss, which will take time to replace in our country. We really feel so sad. We want to express our condolences to the Thompson family, his wife, children, the family, as well as the NATU and all other teachers whom he represented every time when he was operating as the president of the NATU and also as a teacher and a former principal in his previous life.
Now, his activism was not only felt, in schools, where he was obviously, fighting some of those battles to ensure quality education, but he was also not afraid to tackle government head-on, and particularly when it comes to either issues around matric exams. I mean, I remember just how he would fiercely contest some of the quality in terms of the results that were then attained in certain subjects, and at the same time, very recently, fighting for personal protective equipment.
As I said, he was forthright. He could not speak what you do not understand. He was very clear and very specific, and he understood very well critical issues. As a former teacher and as a former principal, he knew exactly what affects most the educators whom he represented, as well as the learners who are beneficiaries. He has been outspoken throughout during the time when he was serving under the Honorable Siposethu Ngcobo, who was the president at that time. And when he took over as the president of the NATU, he was very forthright and straightforward on issues, whether it has to attack or fight against the government. He would be straightforward in what he was saying. Or when he had to differ with other teacher unions, he would not shy about in expressing his view, but always practical in his approach. As I said, this is a great loss. We really feel sad as the parents and the people of South Africa, and specifically me, as a former teacher and a former member of NATU. I know him at a close range. I really feel sad for the NATU, of which I'm no longer a member, as I've left the teaching profession. May his soul rest in peace.
And Hlabisa, he survived an assassination attempt to his life during his, career. Did that deter him from doing his work at all?
It never deterred him. In fact, it made him stronger than before, raising issues very critically without being apologetic. That is what we liked about him, because he was a man who cannot be intimidated. When you intimidate him, you make him sharper in terms of raising those issues. This is a great loss, because we do not have so many people who are so strong at the face of intimidation as we saw in the life of Alan Thompson.
All right. Thank you so much for your time tonight. We certainly do appreciate it. That's IFP leader there, Velenkosini Hlabisa, just paying tribute to IFP President Alan Thompson.